Warning, if you get easily triggered by someone having a different opinion than you when it comes to talking about pro wrestling, don't bother watching.
Welcome to Wrestle Capsule. My name is B, and this is a channel where you're going to be getting your dose of pro wrestling talk. By the title of this video, you already know what I'm going to talk about. This episode is going to be more of a podcast style episode because I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of opinions, and I need the time to flesh them out. So it's just going to be just straightforward. So while there are a few matches that I am looking forward to when it comes to WrestleMania 40, there are a lot more matches that I'm either on the fence about or just not feeling. So let me just start off with the core four. Correction, the core five, not four. I forgot one. I'm going to mention it way later in the video that I am looking forward to. So the first one is brother versus brother, twin versus twin, Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. Been waiting for this for so long, and I am so excited to see them to really duke it out. Like, we got like a tease from the previous Royal Rumble that we had earlier this year, and now they're going to actually be wrestling one another on the grandest stage of them all. I'm so looking forward to it. Honestly, I don't even care who wins. Like, that's how excited about this match. I don't even care who wins. Only thing is, I would love it to not be any interferences. Now, I don't know if that is even going to be a thing, considering, you know, Jimmy is still a part of the bloodline. But they're like, the bloodline's gonna be so preoccupied with night one alone that I'm just like, are they really gonna get involved? I hope they don't, but if they do, of course. The other match that I am looking forward to, number dos, is the 6 women, Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill versus Damage Control. You know, Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. Now that match, oh my goodness. Like I said before, I was just expecting it to be, you know, Naomi and Bianca against 2 of the people from Damage Control. Like, oh, we're gonna get one of these. But adding Jade into the mix just changed the trajectory of this entire idea of this match, because Jade alone brings this, like, this intensity. Like, when she came in to rescue Bianca and Naomi this past SmackDown, like, the way she was throwing these women around. Of course, I talked about this in my previous video. If you haven't seen it, it's my reaction to Jade helping out the girls, the sisters. If you haven't seen that, I'm going to link it up here so you guys can check it out. But that was just a highlight for me from Friday Night SmackDown. And like I said before, putting Jade with seasoned women like Naomi and Bianca Belair is going to help her, and it's going to, I saw this in the comments, like, putting Jade with Naomi and Bianca was a smart move, because, I mean, Jade is going to be, this is going to be her second match in WWE. This is still new to her, and she needs to be with wrestlers who've done this before. Like, this ain't their first rodeo. Like, this can kind of help her and help shape her into the superstar that she needs to be in WWE. So I forgot who said it in the comments, but I was just like, yep, I agree. This was very wise of WWE to do this. Because her going out there having a one-on-one, it would have been kind of meaningless. Okay, not meaningless, but it would not have been to her benefit. She needed to be around women who've not only done this before, they can have her back, like, it just makes sense, okay? And I'm so excited about it. I don't know what I'm trying to convince y'all. Like, I'm already there for it. I'm already excited for it. But yeah, that match, I'm also looking forward to it. Another match that I am so excited about is the tag team match. The Seth freaking Rollins and Cody Rhodes versus The Rock and Roman Reigns. That right there, that has been the buildup of all this time, this past couple of months, with The Rock coming back to WWE and being here, actually being in a storyline, being around, like showing up, like it. Oh my gosh, there's just so much riding on this match for night one. It's absolutely insane. Like there's so many storylines going on within one. I mean, you have the Cody and the Seth. People aren't talking about this a lot, but it's just like at one point, Cody and Seth, they ate each other's guts. They was feuding. Okay, they was feuding. They had their whole beef for a little bit, and just recently, now we're seeing that Seth is having Cody's back and Cody is having Seth's back, and now they have this alliance because they have a common enemy, the bloodline. So I mean, you have that dynamic. And people have been throwing around this idea, including me, that Seth could betray Cody. It's not looking like it's gonna happen, but I'm prepared for the unexpected. That's where I'm at right now when it comes to WrestleMania 40, because there's just so much that can happen within that tag team match alone. So you got those two, and then you have, of course, the obvious Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, like their dynamic. Like this is Cody Rhodes' second time in a row at WrestleMania going up against Roman Reigns. And that's going to be night 2 for the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship. But this alone is like, this night 1 is a tag team. Like they're still going to have interaction and wrestling one another within this tag team match. So you have all of that. And, you know, Cody's trying to finish the story. So you have that going on. And then you have the dynamic with The Rock and Roman Reigns. Like at first we thinking months ago that Rock, you know, he's challenging Roman Reigns, and it's like, okay, it's like, no, like, okay, all that, like, it's just, I don't want to get into that whole thing with the whole bloodline, Cody Rhodes finishing the story, WrestleMania 40, like, my opinions on that. I've already talked about it in one of my videos. I'm going to link that up there too as well for you guys to check it out, because I don't want to rehash it because I've already talked about it. But you have that thing going on, and then you're having the Cody and the Rock situation where Rock, for the past, oh my gosh, he's been beating the F out of this man, whipping him with the weight belt, talking about Mama Rhodes, like, making songs about Seth, like a Rock and Seth having issues. Like, it's just this whole thing, no matter how you flip over the bread, it's still bread. Like, there's so many storylines going on within this one match alone. And I mean, that's the gist of why I'm so looking forward to it. Also, I am looking forward to the World Heavyweight Championship match between Seth freaking Rollins and Drew McIntyre. But before I get into that really quick, I do want to say this. Like, The Rock, Bloodline, Cody Rhodes story has been the biggest storyline thus far into, like, it's been huge. It's like, honestly, I'll be the one to say it has overshadowed all the other storylines that have been going on to lead up to WrestleMania 40. Now, am I enjoying this whole Cody Rhodes bloodline finish the story situation? The Rock, oh my gosh, the final boss, all of that stuff. Heck yes, I would be lying if I said I wasn't enjoying it. Like, this is top tier storyline. This is top tier cinema right now. I can't help but to see that storyline alone has taken up so much time between Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown that I feel as though the other storylines, the other matches that are on the match card are looking like Little Junior. And it's like, Little Junior's compared to Big Brother, Bloodline, Cody Rhodes, The Rock, Final Boss, Tribal Chief, like, finish the story. Like, it is overshadowing all these other matches, these other storylines. And I know that there's going to be one storyline that's really going to captivate people, really get the people going. This is huge. I'm not denying that this storyline is humongous and it's entertaining, it's cinema, and it's like, it takes you through this whole emotional roller coaster as a WWE fan, as part of, you know, the WWE universe. But I can't help to see that maybe some of the other matches or other storylines is suffering because of it. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you think, whether you agree or disagree. I want to know. But back to my fourth match that I'm really looking forward to for WrestleMania 40, which I said is the World Heavyweight Championship match. Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Like, I've said this before. I've been talking about this a lot on my TikTok. But Drew has been doing some of his best work, whether it is on social media, giving verbal uppercuts to people on his X account, or whether it's in the ring on the mic. Like, this Drew McIntyre has become so ferocious, and it's so amazing to see. It's so entertaining, like the shade that he throws. Like, he's really come into himself, and I am just so happy that he's getting this moment, this opportunity to showcase that he does have what it takes. And it's crazy because I've talked about this in previous, long time ago, probably like over a year ago, about how I wanted to see Drew McIntyre as a main eventer champion. Once again, it's been so long since the COVID era. Oh my goodness. Like, I enjoyed him as a champion. And even when we were getting teases of him possibly winning against Roman, that didn't happen. And Bobby Lashley, that didn't happen. Like, there's just been so many like letdowns for me personally as a fan. I've just like been waiting for Drew to get the opportunity. Oh my goodness. And now that he's got it, like, he's running with it, and I'm loving it. And Seth freaking Rollins, like, I have always been a fan of that dude. I don't care about his weird outfits and his heels and his man bun. I don't care. I love Seth freaking Rollins. He's entertaining. Yes, he is the revolutionary. He's Seth freaking Rollins. So to have these two, like, whenever these two are in the ring and they're talking, like, it's just, you can, the intensity between these two superstars, it is exuding out of the screen, okay? And I feel it, and I enjoy it, and I'm so excited to see these two duke it out for the World Heavyweight Championship. But I already know Damian Priest, Senior Money in the Banko, is going to cash in, okay? He's going to cash in, and they're going to be people that's pissed, okay? Within this match, they're going to be pissed. But I know for sure Damian Priest hasn't been holding on to this Senior Money in the Banko, okay, for that long, only for him to not do anything on WrestleMania 40. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Of course he's going to do it, of course. And if he cashes in and wins, yes, Seth is going to be pissed, but I feel like Drew is going to have a cow. He's going to have a whole livestock. Like, he's going to go off. He's going to go all the way off. This man is already heel. If he could go further than the heel, he'd go there, okay? That's how pissed off he's going to be. But there are also matches on night 1 and night 2 that I am not feeling. I'm either on the fence about, or I'm just not feeling. So I'm going to go through those right now. So, one match that I'm on the fence about is, the LWO versus Legado del Fantasma. Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. Now, I mean, I'm seeing a low-key, very low-key part 2 from WrestleMania 39, except it's a tag team match. We had father versus son last WrestleMania. That was great. And they gonna play it back, but they're gonna add 2 more superstars to the mix, kind of mix stuff up. I see what they're doing there. I was expecting for WWE to pick Carlito to go alongside Rey Mysterio against Santos and Dominic, but no, they did Dragon Lee. And at first I was just like, why? People were cheering for Carlito to do it, and then Dragon Lee comes out. But of course, like, WWE, more specifically Triple H, let's just say it. Triple H is all about building the new talent, or so I was assuming that that he's about building the young talent. And putting Rey Mysterio alongside Dragon Lee, that's going to be huge for Dragon. And not only that, Dragon Lee and Dominic Mysterio have beef. Like, both of those two were going after the North American Championship in NXT. So they got beef, and then that beef bled into the main roster shows. So we have that aspect. And then Santos Escobar having beef with Rey Mysterio because they were both on LWO, and then Santos, like, there's a lot of history there within this match. And I don't deny that this is going to be a good match, because it is. And it's amazing that Rey, being such a veteran, is able to be in a match with young talent like Dragon Lee, as well as his son Dominic Mysterio again. And then you have Santos Escobar, who I feel like has evolved so much, and I love that he's gone back to being his heel self in Legado del Fantasma, because I feel like it's his best. It's his best. Like, I don't mind him being a face, but him being a heel is just so that dynamic with Rey and Santos has been bomb AF. So I'm not saying that this match is gonna suck. It's just that and it's crazy because WWE has been building this. It's just, I'm not feeling this match, and I'm sure once I watch it, I'm gonna be into it. But I don't know. It makes me think about, Dominic Mysterio. He is taking it upon himself to insert himself into this whole situation, being alongside Santos Escobar, them two having each other's back. And then you have the dynamic with that whole situation and Dominic Mysterio still being in Judgment Day. And Judgment Day, they ain't feeling it. Like, they're just like, Dom, you out here doing your own stuff. Like, what you doing? They're trying to understand, but it's still a little, it's getting a little mucky up in here. But I see that going on. I wonder if, because I know they kind of like squashed it, but at the same time, I'm wondering if that is going to resurface with, Judgment Day feeling a certain type of way, but Dominic going out on his own. But then again, I mean, Finn and Damian have their own business that they got to do. They got to defend the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. And then Rhea Ripley, she's got her own business to do with the Women's World Championship with Becky Lynch, which I'm getting into that in a little bit. And then JD's just JD. No shade, no tea. But yeah, I'm like about that match. It's not a bad match. I'm just not excited about it. Now, speaking of the Women's World Championship match, Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. This is a match that I'm torn about. This is the on the fence one. At first, I had to think about it for a little bit. At first, I was just like, I don't care about this match, yada, yada, yada. I remember in a video that I posted a while back of how I was talking about the fact that Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch are going to they're going to tear it up. Like, I was so excited because WWE has been teasing this for a little bit. Like, in passing, they've kind of given each other the eye and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, we're going to do this. Now Rhea Ripley's going to have an opportunity to wrestle Becky Lynch on this scale, on the grandest stage of them all. And on top of that, it is going to be for a championship, the Women's World Championship. Like, this is huge for Rhea Ripley. And I was excited for it. Like, I talked about that. But as time went on, I started getting a little bit like, I don't know, sis. I don't know, bro. And the reason why is because I feel like the buildup to this championship match has been, I feel like a lot of these matches, a lot of these storylines that have turned into matches on the WrestleMania card for me have been like, minus the 4 that I mentioned. But I just can't get with it. And I think the reason why is whenever Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch are in the ring and they are just, having their promos, the chemistry for me is they're trying to create it. And I feel like it's just, I don't know. I can't help. I'm human, okay? I can't help but to compare Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair's chemistry to Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch's chemistry. And I've said this before on my channel, like, that WrestleMania 39, that championship match between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair was one of my favorites. Like, that made me all mushy and emotional. It was such a great match. It's the same way I felt about Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair's championship match. Like, that WrestleMania match was top tier. Like, those two matches made me feel something. You know what I'm saying? And rooting for the underdog, but also still loving the heel in the whole situation. Like, that's how I felt. But with Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley, like, Becky's the face. Rhea Ripley supposedly the heel, but everyone freaking loves her, including me. It's so hard to boo Rhea Ripley. I can't help but to be excited whenever this girl comes out. And it's just Becky Lynch standing up against Rhea Ripley. It's like, okay, like, everybody loves mommy, okay? And Becky, you know, the man and stuff. It's just weird. Like, people are cheering for Becky, but they're not cheering as much for Becky as they are for Rhea Ripley. And it's just a weird dynamic. And it's so accidental. Like, I don't believe WWE was expecting people to love mommy as much as they do. And it's just a weird dynamic between these two. And then also another thing that kind of makes me feel weird is whenever these two do start scrapping, start brawling, like, the softness of how they be, like, it's hard. It's not believable for me. And granted, Rhea Ripley is tall. She's muscular. She yoked all the way. She's Superwoman, okay? Against little slender Becky Lynch. Ferocious, aggressive Becky Lynch, but little Becky Lynch. And like, you see Rhea not trying to hurt her while they were brawling on Monday, this past Monday Night Raw. And you see the same thing for Becky. And it's just like, that brawl was supposed to get me so pumped for this match. I know what WWE is trying to do. They do this all the time. It's just the formula. It's a pro wrestling formula. I get it. And I'll be the first one to say I love, like, right before two competitors are supposed to have their huge match at a premium live event, I love when they get a little scrapple, a little bit of scrap, a little bit of contact, a little bit of physication. You know what I'm saying? Making a word today. Okay. I love that stuff. It gets you excited about the actual match. But that brawl didn't. And even when they were about to go at it on that show that they showed in one of their, like, video packages this past Monday, like, didn't really do it for me. And again, I'm just comparing, and it's crazy. It sucks because I'm not giving Becky and Rhea a chance because, like, I'm comparing. They didn't even have their match yet, and I'm comparing to Rhea and Charlotte. So I'm not denying that the match is going to be entertaining. I love Rhea. I've grown to love Becky. I'll be the one to say it. Like, originally I was not a fan of Becky Lynch because of her ring work, not her mic skills. I love when Becky gets on the mic, but her ring work for me used to just make me it made me clench up. But now I love her brawling style. I love how aggressive she is. She don't care. Like, she don't care. But the storyline with these two women, I'm just not for it. I'm just not, and I'm being honest. Another match that I am just not, well, this one I'm just, like, full on not looking forward to. Like, the Women's World Championship, I'm on the fence with. But this one, this Intercontinental Championship match, Champion Gunther versus Sami Zayn, I'm not looking forward to it. Not saying that this match, and like I say this across the board, the matches that I'm not looking forward to or on the fence about, it's not because of the potential ring work. It's not because of that. Because all these matches, they're going to be good matches. It's just the storyline leading up to it. You know what I'm saying? And with this Intercontinental Championship match, I've said this before on my channel, I wanted Chad Gable to get this opportunity. And when Sami got it, I was confused. I get it. I was talking on Twitter, like, I get it. People have been saying, like, Sami Zayn's the bigger star. I get it. I know he is. That's a given. The doy. It's not always about that. It's not always about the two biggest stars going up against each other for WrestleMania. Like, it's not always about that. It's about storyline as well. And I mean, WWE didn't think that the WWE Universe was going to be invested in Chad Gable versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. And instead, that WWE was like, you know what? People are going to get behind Sami. People are going to be for this Intercontinental Championship match. Gunther versus Sami Zayn. Like, this is going to be huge for WrestleMania. All this stuff. And I'm like, okay, that was your strategy. All right. But the storyline with Chad Gable and Gunther, I felt, was a lot more stronger than the Gunther and Sami Zayn. I can't even call it a storyline. It's just Sami feeling like it's time. It's time to go. Like, I want my time. I am working up the ranks. I'm speaking of Sami Zayn. I'm working up the ranks. I'm trying hard. Like, but I get Sami wants to get something for himself. It's been a very long time. And I know that the Intercontinental Championship is very important to Sami Zayn. I get it. I totally get it. And I totally respect that. And Sami is one of my favorites. He's a great competitor. But I just saw something in that Gunther and Chad Gable storyline. And I just feel like it would have been better for me. It would have been a lot more meaningful. And another thing I want to talk about. This past Raw, you had Chad Gable and Sami Zayn, their whole little video package. And Chad is training Sami for his match against Gunther for the Intercontinental belt. And I get it, they're going for the Rocky 3 thing, you know, Chad Gable being the Apollo, Sami being the Rocky. I get it. But it just, I'm still not with it. It still wasn't convincing for me. And what's funny is, even though they were going with that whole Rocky 3 thing, you know what they couldn't get? WWE couldn't get? Apollo had the championship at one point. Chad did. But that's just me splitting hairs, okay? The point that I want to make is, I find it hard to believe. I get it. Like, they have a common enemy. Sami Zayn and Chad Gable have a common enemy. It's Gunther. And they both wanted the championship, and they had their match, and Sami was able to win. And now Chad is trying to help Sami. And it's just like Rocky 3, where, you know, Apollo is trying to, you know, add to Rocky, give him some of his techniques and stuff for Rocky to use. Like, I get it. But it's still, and then the music that they were using during the session, like, I hated it. I knew they were trying to do this. It's great that WWE is trying to incorporate or keep Chad Gable in the storyline, keep him involved in this whole thing. But I can't help but to think about if Chad is going to turn on Sami. I don't know, this is like left field, like, what the freak are you talking about? But I wonder if Chad Gable has it in him to turn on Sami. I would love to see that if that happened at WrestleMania. Like, I would love to see it. And by the way, I do not think that Sami Zayn is going to win the Intercontinental Championship. I think Gunther is going to retain. This Undisputed Tag Team Title 6-pack ladder match. Lord of mercy, that's a lot of stuff to say. With our current Undisputed Tag Team Champions Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Oh my goodness. They are going, they got a lot of competition. You got DIY, you got Awesome Truth, you got New Day, you got Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, and you got the New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. So this is another one of those matches that I'm just like, I don't really care about. I really do hope that Finn Balor and Damian Priest lose the championships. I know. Oh my gosh, B, what is you talking about? You crazy. I would love it. I would love for WrestleMania to be the premium live event that Finn Balor and Damian Priest lose. And I can't wait to see Judgment Day break down. And I get it. Like, this stable has been one of the most, aside from the Bloodline, Judgment Day has been one of the most interesting stables with the most interesting stories, intricate stories within this whole group. And, we have, Judgment Day has Raw, Bloodline has SmackDown. Well, that's what it used to be like. Now Bloodline bleeding in Raw and bleeding in it. Like, they all over the place. And Judgment Day has done the same. You see Judgment Day or Raw, you see them on SmackDown. They've been those two groups that have been like the standard, have been like a part of the biggest storylines that we've been seeing as of late. But Bloodline more than Judgment Day. But Judgment Day has their own stuff that's going on. So I would love for those two to lose championships. To who? I have a feeling, this is my prediction. This video is not supposed to be predictions. This is just me critiquing the night 1 and night 2 match card. But as I'm looking at this card right now, like the people that are in this 6-pack ladder match for the Undisputed Tag Team titles. Okay. DIY, no, they ain't finna win. Awesome Truth, maybe. Crazy as it sounds, I actually wouldn't mind, but I would prefer an actual tag team to win the championship belts. And also, I would love to see those belts separate, to go either turn it into one. There's two things. Either turn it into one belt, one set of belts, just combine them together, or separate them. I'm tired of each of them wearing 2 belts. It's just too much. But anyway, New Day, I don't see it. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, I don't see it either. What I actually see is Austin Theory and Grayson Waller fighting each other and getting pissed off at each other because they're going to lose and they're not going to win this match. And them really starting, because we've seen teases of, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory being at variance with one another, and then they get back on the same page. I look forward to when those two just start feuding. That's going to be good. That's going to be really good. But yeah, New Catch Republic, I could see them winning too. As crazy as it sounds, I could see Awesome Truth winning, and I can see New Catch Republic winning. I just do. Like, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, they've worked together as a tag team before, but they work so well together, and they have been hustling. They've been hustling. Oh my goodness. Because Tyler Bate is from NXT, came up, and then Pete Dunne, like, he's been on the main roster, but then he went back to NXT for a little bit and like competed in like the tag team tournaments that Shawn Michaels had for the tag teams over there. But like, those two crossing paths once again and tagging up, like, their matches have been like top tier. They work so well together in the ring. Like, they are extensions of one another. And I love seeing tag teams be extensions of one another. Lord of mercy. I love it. Those are really the only two I see winning. Awesome Truth and New Catch Republic. Now, if WWE decides to have Damian Priest and Finn Balor keep the belts, I will be shooketh forever for life, okay? This Undisputed WWE Universal Championship match, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. For those of you who have been subscribed to me for a while, you already know how I feel about this match. In short, I don't really care for it. It's weird seeing Cody go for the belt again for the second time in a row. And I don't feel like WWE was initially going for this storyline. I really do think they were going to do Rock versus Roman Reigns. And, with the uproar from the IWC, things changed. But I'm not going to get too much into it. Like I said, I'm linking that video up here. But I'm just not feeling this match. And having that feeling that Cody is going to win, though I love Cody, I'm not knocking Cody Rhodes. I do want him to get the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship at some point, but I just don't want him to get it right now. I don't even want him to win the Royal Rumble. Like, even though I had a feeling it was going to happen, I didn't want him to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just knowing, or I'm not going to say knowing because I don't know, okay? I'm not in WWE Creative Team, okay? But having that feeling that Cody Rhodes is going to win the championship, kind of puts a damper on how I feel about this title match even more. Now, if Roman Reigns was winning, that'd be a whole nother story. This United States Championship triple threat match. Okay, with Logan Paul versus KO versus the Viper. This is one of those matches where I don't care. It's not, I'm not on the fence. There's no fence. I just don't care about this match. Not that I hate these guys. I don't hate them. I've actually been enjoying Logan Paul being champion. Very cringy, very annoying, but very entertaining. Love me some Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. Like, I enjoy these three, just not for a championship match. And I feel like the building of this has been... They were trying to, like, when they were just building with Kevin Owens and Logan Paul, I was intrigued. I wasn't invested, but I was intrigued. And of course, they threw Randy Orton in. It makes sense. You know, the Elimination Chamber match and all that stuff. Like, I get it. But I'm just not invested in this storyline. Now, I know I'm going left field with this one, but I was more invested when Logan Paul and Ricochet were having a storyline, when they were having beef. I know Ricochet is on Monday Night Raw. I get it. Logan Paul's on SmackDown. I get it. Okay, I watched the product too. But I was more invested when those two were going at it. And I wonder if Ricochet is going to get back to that point where he's in the championship talk. You know, if he's going to get that opportunity. When he's going to get the opportunity. I mean, I don't doubt that he's going to get the opportunity again. It's just a matter of when and who it's going to be up against. But I was so invested that Logan Paul and Ricochet situation. Oh, that was, for me, that was pretty good. And the way they wrestle, they're both high flyers. And it's just, Logan has grown so much as a wrestler in the ring. Like, he really has. So, I wish we were having that. But we having this triple threat match, and okay, I said 4. Originally, I said 4 matches that I was invested in. And I apologized. I was missing one. So it's 5 matches that I am invested in, okay? It's the Bayley versus Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship. That I'm heavily invested in. I'm invested in it as much as I'm invested in the whole Bianca, Jade, Naomi versus Damage Control. Like, this, same for me. And Bayley and Io, the history with these two being from the same stable, the betrayal, to Bayley, her switching to become a face, people getting behind Bayley. Like, you couldn't help, I'll speak for myself, I couldn't help but to feel sorry for Bayley, even with all the crap that she did with Damage Control and her switching face. Like, she just went right back in. It was just so natural. And her finally getting that opportunity to get some gold, her finally having that opportunity to do something for herself, because she was giving so much to the group. So it just makes perfect sense that when she got betrayed, how it would affect her so deeply, where she just don't trust nobody. And any friend that she can get, she go hold on to, like she was holding on to Naomi. But yes, even with that last segment, I think it was on SmackDown, where Io Sky and Bayley were scrapping after Io's interview. Like, it was, had me shook. If, like, the aggression, I know I've said it before, but I can't help it, the aggression. Bayley was just throwing lights, throwing chairs, hitting cameras. Like, it was so good. And I was already excited about that match, and that alone made me even more pumped for what is in store. The match that I don't care about, I just don't, is that LA Knight versus AJ Styles. Now, I won't say that they haven't been building this. They have. Originally, it was, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, LA Knight. They were having their thing. I was like, ooh, that's what I was more interested in. Not this Logan Paul KO Randy Orton situation. It was the Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight. Like, that was what I was like, ooh, what y'all trying to finna do with this junk? But like I said, LA Knight and AJ Styles, they've been building their feud for a while. WWE's been doing. They've been building it. I won't say they've been doing a fantastic job. They've been doing it, and then they get in their little scuffle here and there. I get it, but I'm just not. This is just one of those storylines that didn't really catch me. One of these matches that I'm not really invested in, and it's not because it's not a championship match. I'm not that type of wrestling fan where it's like the belt has to be involved. A belt has to be involved for me to care. I'm not that type of wrestling fan. Like, it doesn't matter. If you got a good story and it's not for a championship match, I'm still going to be invested, okay? One thing I do want to say is I'm very surprised, and this is not shade, no tea. I'm actually surprised that the crowd, not the IWC, but the crowd cheers for LA Knight still as much as they do. They're still behind this man. He can, when he's on the mic, even though he does remind me of a combination of Stone Cold Steve Austin and the final boss, The Rock. Like, they just put them two together, and that's LA Knight, and you sprinkle some other sass on it, some other man sass. But yeah, when it comes to LA Knight, like, people in the crowd still respond to him, and I'm so surprised about that because, like, I don't know what WWE is trying to do with him. Like, they put him in, you know, they teased it and they put him in championship matches, but obviously he didn't win. He's yet to have a championship on the main roster, and I'm just wondering what WWE is trying to do with him. Like, I guess this match is for LA Knight to, well, this storyline in general, I shouldn't even say match, the storyline in general is for LA Knight to rub shoulders with someone as seasoned as AJ Styles, who, despite the storylines that WWE has been putting him in as of late, he's a main eventer. AJ Styles is top tier. He will always be another one of my favorites, like, hands down. Not saying that I don't like LA Knight, I do. It's just, I'm just looking for something. I'm just looking for some more originality. I'm looking for some more, this X factor. I'm on the fence about this one. This Philadelphia street fight. I am glad that they are doing it at WrestleMania 40. I'm glad that they're going to have that opportunity because I feel like they've been building this storyline behind the scenes. And initially I thought that WWE didn't care about this storyline as much as I did. And I saw the potential in this. And once again, like with a lot of these other storylines, these feuds, there's just one big storyline that's overshadowing it. When Scarlett and Karrion Kross freaking attacked B-Fab and Bobby Lashley in the back, that had me going. I was cracking up. I just love Karrion Kross, his character, and I love what Scarlett brings to the table. Those two will always, for me, be a package deal. Like, you got Karrion, you gotta have Scarlett. Got Scarlett, gotta have Karrion. Like, those two feed off each other. This dark mystique to them. AOP, oh my gosh, these dudes are just so big and so strong and so powerful. Like, I don't know what the Street Profits is gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna survive. But I've been waiting for Karrion Kross and Bobby Lashley to get it done, okay? And the fact that they're doing it on WrestleMania is cool. It's just, this hasn't been on my radar as much as I would have liked it to be. But yeah, guys, that's my 2 cents. Oh my goodness, this definitely is podcast time. But guys, let me know in the comments down below what you think about this match card for WrestleMania 40. Like, how do you feel about certain matches? Just let me know, be honest. If you don't agree what I said, totally fine. If you do agree, that's great. Awesome. I just want and desire for people to be mature enough to be able to have conversations whether you agree with person or not. Like, this is supposed to be, I know people talk about how it's a safe place. Like, this is a safe place. I'm not going to jump down your throat. Now, if you're being rude, it's a whole nother story, but I'm not going to jump down your throat if you don't agree with me. But yes, like I said, guys, let me know in the comments down below what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more episodes. Thanks, guys. Signing off. Bye.